I was just doing a quick video on some absolute crap that I seen on a public lobby race this evening. And thankfully for me, I was, I was out in front and I won the race. But what drew my attention to it was all the crap going off in chat. Basically, what we've got is kind of two retaliations, and bad driving all round, coupled off with bad sportsmanship thrown in my opinion. But anyway, let's jump to it. So it was involving car 735 and car number 3. So let's go on board with car number 3. And where this all starts to go wrong is it was coming on to the end of lap 2. Yeah. So this is where it started to go wrong. So basically car 3, this dude was putting some very aggressive moves on people, like ridiculously aggressive. And in a few occasions, the leading car had to kind of jump out of the way to avoid the contact. So you'll see what I mean here. So for example, going into the next turn up the hill, so he's getting close to the beamer and shit like that, and he actually puts a move on the beamer into the chicane here, and then puts the beamer off, who has to go off track. So again, the beamer obviously knows he's there, dips off track to avoid the contact. This dude leaves no room on the inside for the beamer, and unfortunately for the beamer, he catches some curb and makes contact. So, like I say, he's getting really aggressive, he's all over the shop. Then coming into turn 1 at Imola, he outbrakes himself onto the grass, continues to run off and cheats 2 positions, and then defends rather than letting the pink car back through. Now, what happens next is poor as well, right? So the pink car, the Audi 735, is annoyed and decides to get some revenge. Now I'm going to go on board with that car just to see, was it intentional? The first time I looked at it, it did look intentional. So what we've got here is car 3, remember, has cheated 2 positions and defends by forcing the Audi kind of off a little bit onto the grass. Yeah, so the Audi goes in like way too hot. He's got a narrower line, just reads the position poorly. Was it intentional? Oh, look, yeah, maybe. Or like he did have a bad line. He was on the brakes at the point of contact, and maybe there was an element of carelessness as well, given that that guy had essentially cheated 2 positions. Anyway, what happens then is this dude is all annoyed. He's having a bad race, he's hit into a few people already, he's jumped 2 positions, then he got hit off, and he doesn't like that one bit. So he waits on the track until 735 comes back round again. And yeah, we can guess what's going to happen next. Yeah. So, I suppose, like, when it comes to these retaliations on a public server, they become acceptable. Yeah. Now the race this happened in is linked on the channel as well, and it might take a bit to upload. Maybe we might actually upload after this, given the it's a full 20-minute race, and I try to upload in 4K, better resolution for you guys than I actually play on, believe it or not. But I mean, right, let's break it down, and while we're breaking it down, let's just look at me kind of leading the race, because it looks good, doesn't it, to see yourself leading. But anyway, that sort of shit, guys, in public lobbies is what gets public lobbies a bad name. Both of those guys, for all intents and purposes, right, have decent pace. in the chat they were crapping on about how they raced in AOR like tier 1 or 2 or whatever the fuck it was. And you know, you think like if you're racing in something like AOR, or any league that's kind of known among sim racers and stuff like that, like I would hope that you're an advanced sim racer, you have experience, and to race on a lobby like this, I mean, you know, it's a quickish lobby, so there's no like total new guys on here that do stupid shit, right? So anytime something stupid happens, like what we've seen, whether it was someone going off track or it was someone then taking a bit of retaliation, like in my book, that's either careless or it's intentional. Because when you're in a public lobby with this kind of standard, you're able to control the car. You're able to avoid situations if you want to, for the most part. Right, you can't avoid everything, but what we've seen, we're all in agreement, was absolute bullshit. And it's that sort of behaviour that ruins the online experience for everyone else. You know, yes, most of us are probably in leagues anyway, right? But, you know, I have a job, wife, kids, the whole lot. And, you know, when I do my league race, I might only get another 1 or 2 races in during the week. You know, if things are good and I'm not busy at work and stuff like that. And you know, the kids, and you know, spend time with them and stuff. So my free time is limited, as you know, I won't say most people, but some people. And then when we do decide then to, you know, come onto a public lobby in the hope of clean racing with experienced guys, and then you have experienced guys behaving like that, it's just a fucking disaster. It's an absolute disaster, and there's no need for it. Now, I wasn't caught up in it because, you know, thankfully, but that's not the point, is it? You know, I could have easily been down midfield, and I could have easily been a victim of that stupidity from both of them. You know, whether it's a guy, you know, cheating 2 positions, or whether it's a guy then, you know, deciding to well, that same guy, in fact, taking revenge. Or even the Audi on the first contact, like just being a bit reckless, a bit careless. You know, but I get the frustration, like he was effectively cheated out of a spot, I get it, but, you know, I guess don't lower yourself to being an idiot as well. I mean, we've seen the moves that McLaren was doing, like at the chicane. There was another couple of moves earlier on that he'd done as well that were quite crazy. So with all that going on, like, he probably would have taken himself out. He's, you know, he's a poster for that sort of thing. We all know them. Let's not pretend. But anyway, look, it is what it is, and the reason I'm making this video is because, you know, if you're watching this video, you're most likely into sim racing, you're most likely experienced, and you could be one of the people that has on occasion done something stupid. I think we probably all have, you know, but like certainly over the last year or more, I've been acutely aware, and I give people the benefit of the doubt when I'm hit off, even in questionable looking circumstances, right? I always give the benefit of the doubt that it wasn't intentional first. That's my default. That's what I try to think of first. So that kind of stops you from turning the car into a torpedo. But a lot of guys here misread the situation, or just act poorly, you know. And yeah, no, in my opinion, both of them were wrong for what they done, right? But the McLaren, I think, started the whole toxicity off by being completely over-aggressive and willing to get positions no matter what, even if it meant cutting the track and cutting corners and stuff like that. And that then pissed off the Audi, and the Audi done what he done. And then the McLaren then decided to do what he done. And yeah, 2, I'm guessing, experienced racers out of the race. And for what? Yeah, so the moral of the story is, guys, you know, like I say, if you're hit out, always give the benefit of the doubt. You know, think it's not intentional first before you start. You know, and don't take revenge. Like, it's just park the car for a few minutes. Actually, that was where I was lapping a guy, and yeah, that was unfortunate. So I was taking my normal line. The McLaren lost control coming back onto the track, and contact was made. I actually apologised to him after I got around to the start-finish straight, because, my opinion, I kind of seen him struggle a bit, and I didn't back out. I seen him start to lose it here. Now I was kind of committed to the first curb, and you kind of take these curbs as a set, like, and yeah, arguably I could have bled off a bit of speed after the car landed after the first curve strike, but I didn't. But then I didn't expect him to come out this much back onto the track. Again, not blaming him. It's a racing incident. We don't always have to have blame for things. It's racing, things happen. Doesn't mean it's his fault or my fault or anyone's fault. In racing, contacts will happen. Sometimes you come out the better, sometimes you come out the worst. But like I say, the key thing is not to start going after people, like homing missiles into braking areas, trying to take them out. And I mean, he came off pretty bad there. But again, no one's fault as such. Both of us probably could have done something to reduce the risk. He could have maybe not come out as much, but he did seem to be out of control, to be fair. And then, yeah, it was me. I could have probably slowed down a little too. But yeah, anyway, look, that's it. That's my little kind of semi-rant, given what I've seen tonight. It's absolutely terrible. And yeah, no wonder online gets a bad name, but when you have, like I say, experienced lads in a lobby like this, behaving like that, and we say it's only the new guys that come to ACC that act the maggot, it isn't. They do as well, but yeah. Anyway, guys, leave it there. Thanks for watching.